budget buddies, it's Kim. I just want to tell you what has been occupying a lot of my time as of late. I've been making songs, using it for therapy. I started writing poems again, and then I have been turning those poems into music by using the Suno app. So the reason why I wanted to let you guys know what I'm doing is you may see some of my songs pop up on my channel as recent uploads. That's just music I've been making. I love music. If you're not into that kind of stuff, don't mind me. I promise you I will be pumping out videos about finances and budgets and basically how we're living a low income life, keeping debt free and things like that. It's all about being debt to none, you know, meaning I owe nothing to anybody except love. And that's the life that my husband and I want to live, debt to none. So I hope you stick with me, stay with me on this journey. If that doesn't sound like what you'd be interested in, it's okay. You know, there's so much out here on YouTube, and I just appreciate you for hanging with me for the time that you have. I am so sorry that I've been MIA. I was in San Diego in June until July. Our tickets were paid for by my husband's daughter. He has another daughter in San Diego, and she needed help taking care of her kids so she can go on a cruise. And, you know, because we are really nice people, we agreed to do that. And let me just tell you, we will not be doing that again. No, ma'am. Yeah, I feel bad, but at this point, she doesn't really want our help. Not like, you know, how we would help her. We would show her, hey, this is the proper way. We've got experience. We've raised kids, you know. Our children are in their 30s, as you know. We did not have kids that threw temper tantrums as a regular routine. We didn't. We nipped that in the bud. And then from there, she also paid for us to fly out to Chicago, because that was a plan. We were going to drive up to Chicago from here, from Georgia, to be with some friends of ours that were having a graduation party, and we just wanted to be supportive. And even though that really wasn't in the budget, you know, but she paid for the tickets for us to get out there. And so my life was just like all over the place. So that's why you haven't seen me, and I hate that. So here I am. Okay, y'all. Okay. In my last video, I believe, where we had done our little grocery haul, we talked about the drastic measures that we were going to take to cut our cost of living. We're planning to leave the country. And that's so crazy to me. Let me just tell you this. I've never left the United States of America. No, never. I got my passport a couple months ago. My husband went to get his, like, to do the application and everything. Let me just tell you, I think I messed that up, because I was filling out his application for him and I filled it out in blue ink. I have no idea. I don't know how I messed things up so bad. I was praying so hard about my husband's passport, and it actually came in 2 weeks. Thank you. We have this, I feel, once in a lifetime opportunity. That's what I feel. We were invited to it's a huge convention. It's for our faith, so it's a religious convention, a Bible-based convention, 3 days that we do every year. But every so often we'll have these special ones that are in other countries, and it's ginormous and it's amazing because you're surrounded by, you know, beautiful people that love our Heavenly Father and are trying their best, you know, to be good Christians, and they're just, it's amazing. And I've never ever been able to do anything like that, ever. I've never had the money. Every time an event like that has come up and we had the opportunity to apply to go, my husband was always like, no, we're not gonna do it. Also because our daughter, she had special needs, and taking her out the normal routine was difficult. She had autism, she had some sensory processing issues, she had cerebral palsy, she had brain damage, she had a lot going on. She was just so adorable. I miss her like nobody's business. Like, I miss her so much. We just came up on her 2-year anniversary of her death, and it's still hard. She was such a bright light in our life, especially my husband's life. You know, he's her biological dad, he raised her as a single parent, before I came along. And they were like peanut butter and jelly. So yeah, that's been hard. But I'm sorry I went off on a rant, but we've never been able to do anything that big. Well, now, that opportunity came up again, and the difference is it's just me and him now, and we do have a nice chunky savings. And I just thought about it. You know what? I don't know when I'm going to have the money to do anything this special again. A couple months later, we got the invitation to come on down, come on over to Indonesia. And let me just tell you, this is so random. For some reason, I've always wanted to visit Jakarta, Indonesia. Not always, but I want to say for the past 10 years, I started following someone on Instagram that lived in Jakarta, and her pictures look so cool. And I was just like, man, that is a really modern city. I don't know. I was impressed. And I was just like, I would love to see that. Hello. We've been invited to go to Jakarta, and that's awesome. I'm so excited. One of my friends, really close friends that I made here in Georgia, I just love her to death. I'm with her so much. She's going too, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity. And we've always wanted to go abroad for our ministry. We have always wanted to do that. Probably almost as long as, well, he's wanted to do that much longer than I. I have had a lot of fear of doing things like that, partially because my mother was so afraid of many things, and she kind of instilled her fear into me. So I didn't really want to do it until maybe 2010 or 11. I started giving it serious thought, but then thinking with Mariah and her special needs, I just wasn't convinced it would be okay. That was my feelings. But my husband was like, we can do it. We can do it. We've got, we're doing the will of God, and he's going to help us, and it'll be okay. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It depends on where we're at. So I had a lot of issues with that whole idea. I said, why don't we, since we're already going to be abroad, and, you want to kind of spy out other lands for our ministry, why don't we take that opportunity to do it? Because it'll be cheaper traveling from Indonesia to somewhere, most likely, depending on where it is. Initially, we were thinking about Thailand. And so we did some research about that and about like English speakers and stuff like that, because we don't want to be ministering in a foreign language. We not at this time. So we were like, no, not Thailand. And this is crazy. This is nuts. But we're throwing it on God. We're going to India. We're going to India. We're going to India. Let me be honest. I never wanted to go to India. Not for a visit, not to live. I just didn't. I didn't have an interest in it. You know why? What the United States sees of India, like in the media, is not great. It's not great. And I've come to the realization that we're fed information that the media wants us to know and to believe. Whoever it is, whatever media source it is, we're fed what they want us to know and believe. And there's some stuff they don't show. And so I was not aware of really what India could offer in all sides. Yes, there's poverty and horrible things in parts of India, but there is that in the United States as well. There's beauty there too. After doing some research, we had settled on Bengaluru, and I got all the tickets for Indonesia, for Bengaluru, I cannot pronounce the states. I can't. I will learn. It's a big city and I'll just put the name on the screen. After talking to someone who lives there and has a lot of knowledge of what the need is for ministers in English, he said, no, it's not there. And he said, but there is a need in Shalong. Shalong, let's put that on the screen. Mega, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna learn the pronunciation, I promise. Uh, they need English. They need English speakers in the ministry. And so, whoa. Okay, so I started doing research about it. Let me just tell you, it's nicknamed the Scotland of the East. And that's because of the beauty. Oh my gosh, there's like waterfalls and the greenery. The climate is more moderate than other parts of India, because you typically think extreme heat. I can't handle extreme heat. My husband was like, oh my goodness, this is probably great for you if this works out, because like is extreme. I follow their weather now. I've seen it get up to 90, but let me tell you, I live in Georgia now, so 90 is like the norm for summertime. I can handle it, but it's said that they basically have a perpetual spring because their climate is not extreme, like not really extreme heat or not extreme cold, but it does cool down. It will get into the 60s at times, like at night, which is perfect for me. I love that kind of nighttime weather. I mean, I can go as low as 40. Okay, I'm from Chicago, so obviously I can tolerate below zero, but you know what's comfortable for me? 40 is nothing. So 90 is not my fave. I'd like to stay around 85 at the highest, but that's actually norm to be 85 degrees. It rains a lot, and that contributes to the milder climate, and the greenery, the lush greenery. I'm excited to see it in real life. I've been virtually walking down the streets on like Google Maps and stuff. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos because a lot of Americans are visiting India, and some are making the move. The cost of living is a lot cheaper than it is here. Our focus is always the ministry. You know, my husband and I, we are ordained ministers. We don't get paid for anything we do. Jesus said, you receive free, give free. We stick by that. So everything we do is at no charge to anyone else. And we have so much fulfillment. We get so much fulfillment in that. I love helping people. I love teaching them what the Bible says. I love helping them draw close to our Creator. It's amazing. I never knew that this would be my life. I never knew that I would want to do anything like this. My husband and I just got involved in a prison ministry. That is been a dream of his. Some of you know that have been following me for a while. My husband has done time in prison before we met, before he became a dedicated Christian, and he never thought he could do the ministry because in Illinois he was actually told he couldn't even visit people in prison. So now he's in there and he's teaching them the Bible, and he has such a oh my gosh, my husband's awesome when it comes to being a teacher. He's amazing. Oof. Yeah, to be able to connect with those men that feel like their life is just completely hit rock bottom and they are nothing and nobody and worth nothing, and for him to be like, hey, no, this is what your Father thinks of you, and it gives him so much joy. And me, I can't believe I'm speaking to a room full of women and they're listening, and it's just, oh my gosh, I cannot believe. I grew up a very shy kid. What in the world? Who am I? How is this? I love it though. I love it. So that's always our focus. Whatever we do in life, it has to revolve around our ministry. Our ministry comes first. Money does not come first. I know that's weird. I've never been driven to be rich. Maybe there was a short period of my time, a couple years, maybe my early 20s, where I was, I want to be rich. I want to be rich and famous. And then I just changed, and I learned what's really important in life, and I refocused my life and dedicated my life to do the Lord's work, and I have no regrets, none. Here's the plan. Let me just tell you. Let's talk about it. It's coming up at the end of the year. We're heading out. We're leaving for a month. We're going to Bengaluru first, because I bought those tickets already. Probably spend a couple of days there, tour around a little bit, see the sights. I mean, there's not a lot going on in that big old city, but it's still interesting to me because it's not the United States. And then we're going to fly out to Shalong and stay like a week and a half there and see, is this it? Can we live here? Is this possible? We're going to check everything out, get to know some friends out there, and yeah, see what's up, and be in the ministry, see what that's like. I love being in the ministry all over. Well, I've only done it in different states. So leaving the country and teaching people about the Bible, I've never done that. And that's going to be an experience one way or another. And then after that week and a half, we are taking a 21-year late honeymoon. We will be married 21 years this September. We're going to go to Bali. Since Bali is a part of Indonesia, come on. And I just want to relax and just enjoy my husband and us, just to just love each other and get even closer, and just, I don't know, like, we've never done anything like that. It's not going to be like it would have been had our life not completely fallen off track by losing Mariah in death. My husband still, his heart is so broken, but it's going to be the best it could possibly be under the circumstances. Just have a beautiful couple getaway, and just fall deeper in love, basically. And then after the 4 days, we're going to fly to Jakarta and be there for almost 2 weeks. And then we're going to come back home. So that's a lot of traveling. I hate flying. So, well, it is what it is. And yeah, how are we paying for this? My chunky savings, everything is paid for already. I pulled it out of the funds that I got from selling the house. Thankfully, it was a small percentage in my savings. And so, yeah, yes. So I'm going to be filming that. And it's going to look weird because it's like, wait, these people are low income. No, wait, these people are poverty. What are they doing? They're living like rich people. I know it's going to look crazy. Also, I was looking into some things for my husband to expand his business, his personal training. We're going to pursue that too. So yeah, even though if we leave the country, we're not going to need, the amount of money he makes right now is like more than enough for us to live on, but you'd never know. Having different streams of income it's wise. So we're going to expand his business, and yeah, that's the plan. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're going to see some stuff. I think my husband's home from work. So if that door opens, you know what's happening. He's walking in, and he's going to be so uncomfortable because I'm recording right now and I'm not going to stop. Well, I am going to stop. I'm going to wrap up this video. But thank you so much for checking in on us. My next video has to be about something that I have to do in order to keep the income or the finances where they need to be at. I'm going to get so hardcore. I already said you're going to be walking in. I'm going to get so hardcore, and I'm going on like a severe no spend multiple months. I want to challenge myself. Can I do it? So I'll go into detail about that in my next video. Thanks so much for hanging with me, for sticking with me through this journey. I cannot wait to show you where life takes us and how things are going to be going for us overseas. It's just wow. So with that, I really hope that I see you next time.